Well, Ruben Amorim, first game under all as the permanent manager of Manchester United after Eric Ten Hag sacking has gone ahead to obviously end in a 1-1 draw at, is it the Roadman, Martin something stadium in there for you. And that's how the game of football really went ahead to end down there. Smash like button, comment and share. If I told you watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And I'm trying to sound a warning to everyone who believes that you should obviously judge the manager by his first game. You get? But I want you to obviously be objective, you know. If you are really coming out and really going at Ruben Amorim, attacking him, let's not really allow that. I've always gone ahead, obviously, come and sound out these facts. That the fact is, United is weak. And we need to obviously get back to winning ways and restoring our lost glory for the last 10 years. And don't think that what has failed the club of Manchester United in a space of 10, 11 years ever since Alex Ferguson left is going to be solved by Ruben Amorim in a short period of time possible. And that's why I've always told you that I don't want to see any other manager sacked, because I believe that what is really going to break this cycle or this curse is us having a manager building around players that he knows with this new board that you're really having. But my worry has always been this board has gone ahead to obviously sack 6 managers in the club that they've always gone ahead obviously lead or really take care of in France, that is Nice, before they came into Manchester United. And looks like they are really trigger happy owners. Welcome to this channel. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. So continue to obviously give us the best of the best that we really deserve into the mix. Now, Man United has drawn 1-1 and we last won a game away from home in the Premier League this season when you're beating Southampton. But the rest of the games we've gone ahead to play away from home have either been losses or draws. Losing to West Ham, drawing with Aston Villa, you know, drawing with Crystal Palace, you understand? So even after Eric Ten Hag leaving, the same story really reads. But all in all, I'm not going to blame the manager a lot. But in this first game where the manager has been with the players for some, he has been them for a week, others days, 2, 3, others 1 day. I think that it was not all about the manager this time round. It was all about the players, because that mentality, like our squad is better than that of Ipswich, this is where would have gone ahead obviously see players coming up and obviously putting in a shift that we have to obviously come up and obviously gauge the going. You get? That's what would have gone ahead to do as a side of Manchester United. And I think Ruben Amorim never had a lot to do. All he had to call for was shown in flashes. Like the first 10 minutes, you at least saw it, like how he wants to play. For the next 35 minutes, the players couldn't obviously adapt to the intensity. Then at the beginning of the second half, the same thing happened. 5, 10, 6 minutes at the beginning of the second half, the players were really up to it. They're all over the place, passing, building from behind, trying to obviously do quick passes, but they couldn't obviously maintain it through the entire 90 minutes. And this goes back to what we've always gone ahead to let you know, that the managers have not been the problem, but the players you're really having. Because you might be thinking of having a very good manager, but have you gone ahead to give him the tools to obviously execute what he knows best? That is the most important bit of it all, because most people have always gone ahead obviously come up and obviously just look on, but in the due course of looking on, it doesn't really end there. I tell you, it doesn't really end there. It continues to obviously come up and obviously put in a shift that is always being well called for. So today, I looked at players of Manchester United and I was like, we still have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. And this is where I tell you, pressure is mounting onto Ruben Amorim after this game, because he also hinted on it that if he's to put everything he wants in order, like work under limited pressure, he has to start winning, because when you win, you obviously build onto that and you don't go into the mistakes you did the last game. You just add on to more and more and more positives. But we are obviously gonna come up and obviously put up a very huge shift, and what shift are we gonna be putting up? It's all gonna be about going back into the mistakes, rectifying them. But the good thing is that we now have almost 3 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And if at all I'm Ruben Amorim, there is no resting tomorrow. They have to obviously gate to Carrington and obviously start training. You understand? So Erik ten Hag would obviously not call for those players that played or took part into that game of football for like 60 minutes plus. Those that really stayed on the bench and those played like 30 minutes and less, we are supposed to report on training the next day. But I think Amorim has to obviously get these players onto the sides. But there are positives. Rashford scoring his first goal, and obviously Amorim coming out and obviously saying that it was a training goal. They trained that, and that goal came in through from 7 passes. That is a very huge positive. And you saw to it that at the beginning of the second half, United had gone ahead, obviously duplicate the same attacking phase, but obviously we lacked a player with the brilliancy of Amad Diallo. I think if it was Amad Diallo in Garnacho's position, would have gone ahead, obviously do something better. You understand? So that is one positive, meaning that we are really creating that attacking pattern that is all the same. Secondly, our defense, has shown that however much it was seeing Mazraoui playing in the central defense for the very first time in the 3-man central defense of Manchester United, we looked solid. And there is no way you come up and obviously blame that goal to the defender, though it really brushed onto the head of Mazraoui to obviously change the flight of that shot that Onana had calculated it from to the top corner. But obviously, you saw to it that back line was really very, very, very solid. Thirdly, Andre Onana. He came up and represented, put in that save that everyone went ahead to obviously love. I think he got, it was 1v1 twice, and he saved us. You get? And for your information, they got better chances than us. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes onto why the manager has gone ahead to obviously go in for, the manager chose obviously to go in for a player called Rashford ahead of Rasmus Højlund, because when Rasmus Højlund came on, was leading the line, you saw that we're really having a person who can do a hold-up play, involve others into the game, and you remember that 1-2 in between him and Bruno Fernandes that resulted into Bruno Fernandes being really forward. The return pass was really great, and Bruno was like, I'm gonna shoot, but the defender knew to it that he had to obviously stop Bruno Fernandes at the edge of the Tina's box area, something that you don't get from Marcus Rashford. So I think with time, the manager will get to know that Rashford can't really play. And for Rashford, I worry for him, because if chances are created, he'll come up and really score. If those chances are not really created, he'll obviously be into a graveyard shift. Like today, the only positive you remember about Marcus Rashford is the goal. Is there anything else? Yet, when Rasmus Højlund came on, you saw to it that he really got more touches in the opposition box. He really won very many aerial duels. He was all over the place. You get? And I just liked that. His hold-up play and link-up play was really out of this world. So Amad Diallo getting himself an assist, I'm like, I want to see the manager making a very, very, very tough decision. I know they love Garnacho or what, but put Amad Diallo in the position where Garnacho was playing. Let Diallo play as the right back, and let maybe Mazraoui play as the left back, or Malacia, name it. We would have gone ahead to create better attacking patterns than we created today, because we lacked a little bit of composure into that area. You get? And you're limiting Diallo. Did you see towards the end of the game, the way he obviously went ahead and obviously skipped past 3 players, you know, entering into the penalty area box area, goes in for that shot, deflected. You get? So I think that can obviously result into the best that we really deserve into the mix. So that is what I saw into that game of football. A lot more is really going to come up, but substitutions, another positive is that this manager doesn't take long to obviously make substitutions. You know, in like 10 minutes, you know, into the second half, he brought on Zexi and Ugarte. That is it. You know, he brought them on, though I never thought that was the area disturbing us, because for me, I thought that we are supposed to obviously shift Casemiro into the central defense. You get Ugarte into the midfield, drop, let Dalo get into the right wing back, Mazarawi or Luke Shaw left wing back, and then Amadi Diallo deserved to be playing into that position behind the center forward. You know, so that is it. Substitutions came on quick, and I like the reaction. You know, I like the reaction of the manager, and I think he's learning on the job. And this is the Premier League. You get in the Portuguese league. You know, you are not gonna find very many teams that are really gonna pack the bus. You know, and when he was beating Man City, City is that kind of team that really doesn't respect any opponent. They'll play an open game. In the Premier League, 80% of the teams that we're going to play are really going to pack the bus and obviously hit us on the break, meaning that they are going to try to make it hard for us to score. So I think Amorim has to understand that better, and I know with time he'll understand it. So I'm not blaming him, and I liked everything he did. Let's wait for the second game, but I pray to it that we win on Thursday and win on Sunday, because if we don't win the game of Everton at Old Trafford, remember that next week, you know, we are going to be playing Arsenal, you get, you know, and I think there is another game. Let me check here. Manchester United, where are you at? Our fixtures. Oh, we are going to be playing Arsenal in the midweek, meaning that after playing Everton on Wednesday, United will obviously take on Arsenal. So that is how hard it's really going to be for the club of Manchester United, meaning that if you don't win against those teams, you're making it hard because Arsenal is really looking good. So I would love to see it that we obviously come up and obviously put in the best of the best into the mix. Now, after that, let's obviously get into the mix and really see what the stats were like. Ipswich, 11 shots. United, 11 shots. Ipswich, 6 shots on target. United, 4 shots on target. 40% possession by Ipswich. United had 60% possession. 421 passes completed by Ipswich. United completed 644 passes. 82% passing accuracy by Ipswich. 87% passing accuracy by Manchester United. 12 fouls by Ipswich. 10 fouls by Manchester United. 0 yellow cards to both sides and 0 red cards to both sides. I really liked the way the referee went ahead to obviously officiate this game of football. He was like, I'm not going to give a yellow card, and he really kept the game going. 0 offsides to Ipswich, 1 to Manchester United, 4 corners to Ipswich and 3 corners to Manchester United. Then the table has Liverpool on top, Man City second, Chelsea third, Arsenal fourth, and we've gone ahead obviously miss out on to really having that, maintaining that 4-gap lead. Now it's 6 between us and the teams that are really in the top 4 and top 5. United is now 12th, as you see there onto the table. We are 12th with 16 points, and we're waiting to see how we are really going to be cruising on. But I'm really going to be coming back with the player ratings and so on and so forth. The manager has gone ahead to speak lots of things, and I'm going to be coming up with more and more of that. So tell me your thoughts about United 1, Ipswich 1, obviously Rashford on target, and obviously Hutchinson. I won't hear about that lad. He's really very good and brilliant. And obviously McKenna obviously came and put us to the sword. You understand? So I'm out. Bye bye for now. Hope you've gone ahead to enjoy this match reaction. Bye bye.